Sometimes I think that it would be great if I had a research professorship where I didn't have to have any duties beyond just writing books and making films. But then I think again and realize that I learn a lot from my students. I mean, one of the secrets that professors have is that the best way to write a book is to teach a course, because teaching a course forces you to read a lot and think a lot. And then you test out your book chapters as lectures on students, and they give you feedback. Sometimes they say this does not make any sense. It's sort of unfortunate that there's only one person on the byline, because it often is a collective effort. What I've been able to do at the LSE is teach international relations in a different way, using visual images, teaching filmmaking. That's something that I couldn't do at the other departments. I call it thinking visually. What does that mean? I still have a hard time describing to people what thinking visually means. I guess the best way to think about it is to look at one of the videos that my students made this year. Kind of an obvious way was to have a voiceover at the beginning saying, it's the year of the rat, and it's the year of whatever, and this is what Chinese people do. But what the students did was, rather than telling us what Chinese New Year is, they showed us what it is. So the first 2 minutes of the film are just clips of people experiencing Chinese New Year, of the parade, of the dancing, the singing. That's thinking visually, is how to convey information through a series of images, the sort of montage of images that not only give you information, but kind of give you an emotional knowledge, an emotional feel. That's what the students get by the end of the course, is that they know how to write an essay, but by the end of the course, they should know how to not just convince us with their academic, their rational thinking, but to sort of move us through their images and move us emotionally. That's what I'm looking for. I've really been bitten by the documentary filmmaking bug. I started 4 years ago. I took a course, a 2-week intensive course in documentary filmmaking with a bunch of really interesting people at the University of Manchester. So now I just take a camera and a microphone with me wherever I go, and I interview people. So whenever I go to China to do my regular academic work, I'm always interviewing people. I'm always taking B-roll at the Great Wall or the Forbidden City. What I've found out is that it actually breaks down a lot of barriers. When you put a camera on someone, you can ask them about their life. And that's what's the most interesting to me, is that I'm moving from thinking of international politics in terms of state-to-state relations of, Washington versus Beijing, to this more people-to-people experiences of what did you do? One of the sort of rites of passage for someone who studies China is to get a Chinese name. I had a really great teacher, and I asked him for a name. So he gave me the name that I have now, Callahan. And he sort of did it, he told me, to sort of represent what he thought was my character. So Ke is it's a proper surname, but if you look at it, you say, oh my God, that is axe handle. So he was making me sharp. And then Lan An is misty peace. So it's a sort of yin-yang name, that I'm sharp but kind of idealistic.